Well, it's time now for the Danny Servance show. We hope you're having a great week off for the kids most of the time, but the coaches are having to work every day, and the kids are coming into practice every day because we got ball game Friday night. Going to be a tough one. It's that old crosstown showdown. I was trying to figure out how many each team has won, and I think it's just about even. I don't know the official count. I'm going to try and find out. I think the Killeen Daily Herald might put it out there, and we'll have some more information before we know it. But it's been pretty even over the years, buddy. I remember we were talking last night on the show, or Tuesday night on the show out at Raising Cane's, about all the great games through the years, and you've been involved in a couple of them already, and they're pretty crazy.
Tell you what, they really are. We've had some really good ball games, and it's nothing like crosstown rival game. And with Killeen and Ellison being two of the oldest schools in Killeen, it's always a great ball game when they get together.
You've done that rivalry thing before out in Odessa, haven't you?
Well, we've done it a little bit. The rivalry between Odessa High School and Odessa Permian, and the rivalry between Midland Lee and Odessa Permian is, man, they're really big rivalry games.
Yeah, and this one is always, I can go back to when I was in high school in '81. Both sides were packed. And then they actually had seats set up in the end zones, bleachers for the ball game, because there was so many people that wanted to be at this ball game. Before we can talk about it, we got to go back to last week, and buddy, you had it, and 1 point.
Golly, I know it's like we're snake bit, but you got to go out and play the game, and good ball game. 7-7 for most of the ball game, and then they get a score and go up 14-7, and then our kids continue to fight and get a score and go get in the end zone. It's 14-13, and we have a bad snap, and we can't get the ball on the tee, and end up losing the ball game 14-13. So a lot of good things happened in the ball game. Our kids fought hard and continue to fight hard, and we see some improvement in some different places, especially on the offensive line. And we just got to continue to keep working.
And it's a never quit mentality.
Absolutely. Our kids are resilient. They work hard in the off season on their mental toughness, and they show it throughout the year.
Yeah, and coaching staff's doing a good job keeping them going.
They are. They're working their butts off, as well as the kids, and trying to put them in a position to be successful. And we had several opportunities in that ball game because we were in great positions to have interceptions and to go ahead score, and just had some unfortunate things happen.
Kind of like Texas did. I just had to get that in there real quick. Danny's a big Baylor fan, and I tell you what, I thought they were going to come back the other night too, but I thought Monterey played a really good game. I tell you what, that young man is a ball.
I tell you what, he really is. He's a good football player, and man, he's kind of their bell cow. He's their leader, and does a great job when the ball's in his hands and making people miss. Guys that's got world-class speed.
Yeah, and you've got kids out there like this, but you just got to get them seen by the right people. And Baylor saw the right guy, saw him and said,
Well, I'll tell you what, I was pleased because two of my guys did a great job on defense the other night. Yeah,
I was going to get to that. Tazino, Betts, man, they
Devontae,
were all over the place.
and and Brendan Bett. Bett had sacked in that ball game, and
he jumped over that guy.
He did. He did good. I was really proud of both of those guys because they really played well.
Yeah, I've got that on my Facebook page, and your folks let me know about it, the Booster Club and everybody, so I made sure I got that on there, and also got Monterey on there too, so made sure I got it even, and they were just worried about which one got posted first to where my loyalties laid. So it was an interesting Facebook conversation.
I bet it was.
But you've got some passionate fans, and I love them, and I had to tell them, hey, I'm an Eagle.
There you go.
I'm an Eagle here now, so come on now. And then, of course, yesterday got them Players of the Week posted up immediately.
Yes, absolutely.
Immediately.
Absolutely.
That's another good thing you do for the kids.
Well, I'll tell you what, we want these guys to get as much, publicity as they possibly can, and they're all doing a great job. So we started doing that this year, and just trying to get more focus and attention on our guys, and to show who's doing a good job.
Yeah, and it makes them feel better. And
it does.
It makes them feel more like a team.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we're even starting to do it for our middle school kids. So
good idea.
We're going to try to do that and start getting those guys as a part of our program before they even get here, so that it's their dream to put that E on the side of their helmet, that eagle on the side of their helmet, and those wings, and be ready to play here on Friday night.
Yep, and it all started back in 1979. We decided to build Ellison High School. We split into two schools. If you lived on this side of W.S. Young, you went to Ellison. If you lived on the other side of W.S. Young, you went to Killeen. I went to Maynard, which was right there on the dividing line. Half of my buddies went to Killeen High. The other half of us went over here to Ellison High School.
Wow.
And just were great friends. For 3 years throughout school, we, after the games, would gather at Mr. Gaddy's over on Hood Road, and no problems, just good times.
Yeah.
A great rivalry. I mean, stands full.
Wow.
Those are my memories of the Ellison-Killeen game. And then through the years, all the games I've done, I've never been able to say one team's going to win or the other, because you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
You never know.
Well, I think that's the case in any rivalry game. You're right. You can throw out records and all that kind of stuff. Those guys are going to play because they're both have a lot of pride in their schools, and they want to represent their community and their schools well, and so it's always a lot of fun.
Yep, and you've been looking at that roster. You've been watching those huddles.
You know what? We have. We've been watching a lot of film and looking at the Killeen Kangaroos quite a bit, and they have some explosive players, and I think it all starts with the quarterback, Roderick Norman. He does a great job of keeping plays alive with his feet. I mean, he's incredible as far as his elusiveness back there, getting away from the rush and still getting the ball downfield to guys when they come open. And so I think they do a great job with their running game, and Carday Hicks is unbelievable running back, does a great job, but it all starts with their offensive line. They're big up front and do a great job of executing their blocking schemes, and they're putting up a lot of points this year. And so our defense has to be ready for that and be ready to play, and they've got outstanding wide receivers that are very athletic, go up and get the ball over the top of you, and so our guys are growing up the way we want them to, and they're going to have to be up to the challenge.
They're pretty balanced offensively, more than most teams in the district are.
They really are. Like I said, they run the ball, but they throw it as well. But there's not one thing that just glaring when you watch them that just sticks out over the other. And that, like you said, they throw the ball as well as they run the ball. So it's not really something that you can concentrate on that's going to give you or tip you off to what they're really like to do more than the others. So defensively, I think it all starts with the big defensive tackle, that's Samuel Hernandez. Boy, he's a handful. You watch him, he's not only big, but he moves well, and he's always making plays. Put a lot of pressure on your center, having somebody that big and physical lined up over him right before the ball snaps. So you got to do a good job blocking him before you do anything else. And with the scheme that they run, 3-4 defense, you want somebody at the nose guard position that's got to be double teamed. That's the key. And so that's going to help everybody else get off and stay unblocked, because you got to use two guys on him.
Yeah, and you flip the script and look at the other side. Your defense against that offense, against Roderick and those guys, they've got to worry about people like Mr. Meeks.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's having a great year. I mean, he's got 90 tackles already.
It's unbelievable.
With 4 ball games, left. So he's already almost has 100 tackles already, and so he's just picking up where he left off last year. He's a phenomenal football player, has a nose for the football, and he's got some guys also that will help him become a better football player with outside linebacker Tim Olagoki, McQuavio Ballard, Samaje Howard. Those guys, they do a great job up front. Samari Simpson, and so we've got to do a great job with our front and give our secondary a little help with them being so young. We got to play really well up front.
Yeah, I mean, your offensive and defensive lines, it's going to be a battle. Battle in the trenches, baby.
I tell you what, that's where the game is won.
I know you love that kind of stuff.
That's where the game is won, in the trenches. And so, like I said, we feel like our offensive line is getting better. They do a great job with their defensive line. So it'll be a great challenge for both of us, both offensively and defensively up front.
And you can play pretty good offensively, too, like you said. And your little quarterback, Sidney Holland's getting better all the time.
I think we're kind of finding our identity. I think we've done a better job running the football, which takes some of the pressure off of our quarterbacks. Joseph Folks has done a great job at the running back position, and it's kind of been running back by committee. Daryl Caney back there, and those guys have done a great job back there running the football, and so we're kind of finding our niche as far as our running game is concerned, and that also opens up the passing game.
Well, I tried to get hold of David Wimbush yesterday to see if he could come and play, but he's sick. But David Wimbush, of course, ex-Ellison Eagle, holds the rushing record at the University of Kansas.
That's right.
Beat Gail Sayers' record.
Boy,
there.
He's pretty good.
You'd like to have him in the backfield. Maybe Tommy Harris on the other side of the ball.
Tommy Harris up front. Yeah. Boy, wouldn't they help? Yeah. Two extraordinary football players.
I can get them here, but I'm not sure their physical abilities at this time. But I'm sure they got a little bit left in them.
Yeah.
That's the memories I have of those kind of guys. From Ellison back in the day, and some great kids from Killeen too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think those guys wish they could have Coach Ziegler suit up over there again too.
There's some ballers, man. There's some ballers.
A lot of good history.
It's a fun game. It's a fun game, but it's one of those games where you just want to beat them because you see them all over town.
That's right.
All week long.
That's right.
You'll see them at Waterburger.
It's a bragging right. It's a bragging right type of game.
It's the original. It
is. That's right. Often imitated, never duplicated.
The kids understand that?
They do understand that. Yeah, they do. I mean, because they've got relatives, that play.
Some of them are like legacies.
That's right, legacy kids. So their uncles, cousins, brothers,
they're telling them about
they all played, and they understand how important it is.
Win on Friday night. I'm not talking to you. There's no Christmas gift for you, Bubba.
I bet it is some of that going around.
Yeah,
I bet it is some of that going around.
It's a fun game, but it's a game seriously that you need to win.
Absolutely.
To get in that playoff.
Absolutely, get in that picture. So, like I said, we've got to do that, and our kids understand that, and hopefully we'll be ready to go on Friday.
Got the battle pans ready. The chips aren't on the desk here. They're not all laid out, but he knows what the battle plan is. He knows what he needs to do, and the general will be ready. They're right there.
That's right. They're right there.
So the general will be ready to go.
We'll be ready to go.
Well, good luck to you. Class of 81 says go Ellison, beat Killeen, and so does the rest of the Ellison High School alumni. Buddy, they're all right there with you. So if you need something, holler to one of us.
Well, we appreciate the support as always. Love seeing everybody out at the ball games and supporting our young men.
All right, and as always, I'll give you that last word, buddy.
Go Eagles!
You are watching I-14 Sports Network.